There is a cancerous movement growing against the race realists. And you may say, why would you call it cancerous? If they're race realists, they're only searching for the truth. And I believe they are. But I believe the conclusions that they come to are almost as bad as the SJW's conclusions. They take a bit of fact and take it to its extreme. They want a white ethno-state, or they believe that everyone can have their ethno-state, some of them, which, in my opinion, is about the worst thing you can advocate for anywhere. You may ask me why I would think that is so terrible for someone to have an ethno-state, or why that would be a bad thing. And to have an ethno-state, it would fundamentally have to be a totalitarian government. It would have to take away the rights of every single citizen. And you may argue that it wouldn't, but it will. Because you have to kick out everyone who is not of that ethnicity. You have to define firm rules. What is that ethnicity? What constitutes for them not being that ethnicity? And you have to say, we can't have these people here. And that also kicks out the best and brightest in society. Because you may say, oh, well, white people are the smartest. What about that one smart black person? He doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. He's black. Why would we need him? He's black. Even though he may be smarter than all the other white people in his field, he gets kicked out because he's black. And you may say, well, we can fix this problem by just letting in the smartest. Well, then you're just running a country. You're not running an ethno-state anymore. And you still have totalitarian government. Still terrible. And the only way they can enact these policies is by taking over a government. They can try to do it democratically, but it will never work. And the reason it will never work is because there's an uninformed populace. The average person won't know the ins and outs of their arguments, just like the average person doesn't know the ins and outs of any politician's arguments. I talked to my friend's mother one time, and she was completely uninformed about Obama's administration right after it just finished. She had no idea of anything he did. And that's not the outlier, that's the rule. The majority of people in society doesn't know what's going on in the government because they're busy doing their own lives. They may turn on CNN or Fox News or some other TV news channel for 5 to 10 minutes, but it's probably the local news because that's what matters to them. The average person doesn't know the ins and outs of any politician's arguments. And this will lead to the SJW's comeback in society. Why? Because you give them the racist. You give them the person to say, there's the racist that we've been talking about. You give them their argument. These are things that you just can't advocate for. The reason why is because, yes, one race may be better than another at something, but that doesn't matter, because that's just the average. There are still people at the ends of those average who will still be as good or better than the average in another race. And you may say, well then, that doesn't matter, they're just the outliers. Well then, let's take Nazi Germany, for example. They excluded one of the best and brightest minds of their time, Albert Einstein, because he's a Jew. What could Germany have done with an atomic bomb? Probably won the war. I'm not saying that Albert Einstein was the sole creator, but he helped a lot. And those are the kind of people you expel from an ethno-state. The people who make your country great.